Hey Rusty, it's Russ here, of course. I'm going to do some work on it before I button it up in a crate. I'm going to double nut some of these bolts that are down here on, like in this area, and some of the ones up in the linkage up here. I made a bunch of nuts here, and I'm going to put them onto those bolts so they'll be double nutted, kind of a locking nut. I greased all the fittings. And then there's another fitting over here on the crank, and that just, you have to just fill that occasionally. I oiled the engine up really good and ran it forward and reverse a bunch of times. It runs real good, and I might run it here while I'm filming. Let's see. The linkage is pretty self-explanatory. That's all the way, you know, in forward or reverse. You could use it either way, but I like it. It runs smoother in this setting here. And the oiler here is a hydrostatic oiler, so steam comes into this unit and it meters it through this valve here. This is a drain here for water that condenses inside of it, and so you'd want to drain it out occasionally and put more oil in the top of it. Pretty self-explanatory. I put this on here for kind of an emergency oil entry for the piston in case it gets dry and you need to get oil into it right away. You can put it into here, or you can, you know, of course, use the oiler too. These are blowdown valves. You want to always have these open when you're running steam in it, because the water condenses inside the cylinder and it can break the piston and do some damage to other things if it gets too much water in there. So I always have these open when you first start it on steam. That's really important. And everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I use this oiler, but I really hand oil it just with an oil can, you know, every once in a while. So I'm gonna do some work to it here and double nut a couple things, and before I get it on a pallet and get it shipped out. So, but I thought I'd run this video and I'll put it up on YouTube so you can see it. Talk to you later.